Hi again, Ian Dainty here, and today I want to talk about question 55, which is there conventional wisdom in your industry that is not right? Now, this is part two. I wrote an article a few days ago about conventional wisdom, and today I want to make a video on it. So that's why I'm calling it the part two. And I believe in the B2B industry, particularly in the technology side of it, which I'm very familiar with and have spent pretty much most of my business career in the technology side of B2B, that there is conventional wisdom that is wrong, and certainly has changed since the internet and social media and websites, etc. And so let's look at that. Here's a good saying: beware of the half truth. You may have gotten the hold of the wrong half, which of course you've heard the CEOs say, I know 50% of my marketing isn't working, but I'm not sure which 50%. All of that has changed with the internet because you can measure now. And it really, people, I think, have done things wrong over the years anyway. So let's look at what is the wrong wisdom. Well, the first thing I think B2B companies do, we got to hire salespeople. We got to get more sales. We got to get more revenue. And that's true. You need more sales. You need more revenue. But hiring salespeople first, I always did that. But with the invention of the internet and the way it works now, I believe this is wrong. And I'm going to get into why in a sec. You don't hire salespeople first because they end up doing marketing anyway. So that's one thing that I think is wrong wisdom. Secondly is, all right, here's a phone book or here's a list, or go find a list. Here's what we do. Go find a list of companies and cold call them. Very wrong. You can't cold call anymore because you can warm call, and the phone is still a great tool. Don't get me wrong. But you just can't cold call. Hi, it's Ian Dainty today. Any sales and marketing for you? You've got to understand a bit. There's so many tools now, particularly LinkedIn and Jigsaw, all the tools you can use to find out about people, Facebook, websites, etc. You can't cold call. It's got to be a warm call. So that doesn't work. The other wrong was marketing isn't fruitful. As I said, half truths. I don't know which marketing isn't working or which 50% isn't working. Well, with the internet now and the way you can measure things, it does work. Okay? What you have to do, and this is wrong wisdom, ABC. Anybody who's been in wrong sales all the time knows this one. Always be closing. Okay? And that's wrong. You've got to build a relationship first. I'll get into that in a sec. And you just can't be closing. Hi, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. If you get that all the time, you turn people off, irrespective of what you're doing. So you can't always be closing. You can always be testing and finding out if they're closer to making a decision, but it isn't that way anymore. And the other one I love is keep moving on. If you haven't closed and you ask them 2 or 3 times, keep moving on, forget about them. Well, you can't do that. You never should have done that. You've got to do something else, and I'm going to get into that in a sec. So, okay? So these are wrong. Don't hire salespeople first. You can't cold call. Marketing is fruitful. You can't always be closing all the time, and you can't just leave people in the lurch if they haven't given you an answer. It takes 4 to 5 touches minimum, and a lot of times 12 to 20 touches before people are going to buy from you. So that's what you have to do. You have to build trust, and you do that by showing results with the value you bring, which builds the relationship. Okay? You've got to build trust. So let's look at the right wisdom. You need to hire marketers first. You need to hire somebody who understands. Now, this person may be a salesperson too, but they got to do marketing. Marketing is what's going to bring in the business for you. Yes, closing business is what you want to do, but the chances of you doing it right away in a B2B world are very, very slim. And even in the B2C world, they do much more marketing than they do sales. Okay, so you've got to hire marketers first who will bring in and who will start that process. And why do you do that? Well, you want to educate people on your business. And a lot of times you got to educate them on what to look for when they're buying. Help them buy. Don't just say, here, buy from me because I'm the best. Educate them on what they should look for when they're buying. Particularly in B2B, which you're looking at a big ticket item. If you're selling a $50 a month SaaS product, then maybe you don't need that as much. But you still need to educate them. You still need to educate them on why they should buy from you and what they should look for. Help them buy. Educate them. And as I mentioned, you want to build trust, which gives you the relationship. People, you got to build a relationship with people, and the way you do that is through trust, through the results you deliver, from the value your products and services bring, and that builds a relationship, and that's what builds trust. That's what you got to do. Work on the buy cycle, not on what your sell cycle is. Work on their buy cycle. Understand how people buy, why they buy, how long it takes them to buy, all the people involved in the buying decision. You got to understand the B2B buy cycle, and it is long, and it gets longer. The higher the price is, and B, which is usually related to it, the bigger impact it has on the organization. So you've got to work on their buy cycle, a number of factors that are involved in that, and you need to understand all of those factors that I mentioned, why they buy, and there's a whole bunch of reasons why they buy, who's involved in the buying decision, what impact it has, what your value proposition is, all kinds of things you need to work on for the buy cycle. And you should always be measuring what's working and what's not working. And that's where the internet now has really helped. You can measure everything you do in marketing and what's working and what's not working. Okay? So that's the right wisdom. That's what you need to do to build the relationship. And here's a nice saying by Confucius. The three methods we learn. First, by reflection, which is the noblest, but I think you need to learn by all of them, really. You need to learn by imitation, which can be the easiest, and find out how other people do it. And third, by experience, which can be the bitterest. There's no doubt about it. But you got to do it by reflection and imitation. Like, copy what other people do. Don't copy word for word, but look at what the best people in your market are doing and copy them. Or learn from experts. Learn by imitation. Reflect and say, okay, who are the experts? How can they help me? And then learn by experiences too, which is testing. You've got to test all the time. Okay? Thanks very much. We'll carry on next time. If you have any questions, please email me and please comment on this, please, and like this so your friends can see it, your colleagues, people who may be interested in it. And thanks very much. Until next time.